Today I thought I'd make a start on fitting the Ashley Fastback roof to our Frogeye, and I picked it up from my fiberglass man just day before yesterday. Actually, I couldn't wait to get it on the car, and obviously I want it to look nice, so there are a few modifications I need to do. First of all, I got the window to fit. Now what you need is about a 5-6 mil gap between the edge of the window and the edge of the roof for the rubber. So the rubber goes, one bit goes there, one bit goes there, and then you've got the silver insert. So what I found was that the curve on these corners here wasn't really, I didn't want to end up cutting the roof too much, so I actually reshaped the window slightly on these lower corners. Did that on both sides, which gave me that curve. That little bit there, I got a bit excited when I was cutting it out, so I've got to do just a little bit of bridging filler in there. And then this edge along here, I wasn't 100% happy with that, so I filled that, and I will fill it again and get it perfect. Now it fitted nice and snug all the way around the sides on this side, and all it's held on by is just this one single 6 mil screw with a nut on the underside of it, but it's really rigid. You haven't got any worries about that not being enough to hold it. But on this side it was a bit gappy, and although I supply rubbers with them, I thought, well, as it's my own car, while it's in this stage, let's get it right. So what I did, it's all the roof's bolted on there, and I've got the soft blanket underneath it, and then I measured the gap between, so I measured the gap down to the body, and up there, as it says, it's okay, and at about that point we got about a 5 mil. Then it gets quite big, 10, 10, 10, all the way around there, 9, 9, 8, 8, and then at about there it's not a lot, and by the time it gets there it's lovely again, it's all good. So what I'll do, I'll build that up with bridging filler and sand it down, because it sort of chamfers away upwards. It doesn't really matter, so you've only got to make it the right depth on this outer edge, because the inner edge is going upwards with the body anyway, and you'll have the rubber underneath there. So that's the plan, do that. I had to do a little bit of modification on this corner here, which I will finish off nicely, sand it all back. And then what happens is there's a little dog leg bracket that I make for them that bolts two there, and that holds it all rigid at the front. Other than that, it hooks over the front of the screen. I've never, from what I've been told, that they don't leak that much along the front there, but I find that hard to believe. I should imagine all the rain gets bludgeoned up that way and will come in and go over. Again, we put seals, we do supply it with seals, but I'm not convinced that's going to do it. But overall, I'm pretty pleased, because yeah, it's not going to be difficult to do. On and off a couple of times, get that gap right. Once you've got the gap right, it's just a matter of normal preparation on it. The side windows are not going to be opening, they're just going to be sealed in there, usually with double-sided tape that I normally use, aluminium gutter, round there to there. That's it. I think it's gonna look lovely. I've also got the front for the car, but we'll deal with that another day. Well, I've made the tilt hinges for the bonnet. The only slight problem we got is the return edge around here is a little bit sharp, in as much as it's catching on there. So it's difficult to open the bonnet on your own. But what I think I'm going to do, rather than cut them off, I'm going to sort of make a a bit from there to there, put some filler on it where it catches so that it will naturally want to slide off of it as it goes up. That way I can keep all the strength in there. But I made the tilt hinges, modified some Ashley hinges off of the other type bonnet we use, cut and shut them because it's a very short front. This bonnet's really small, it doesn't have much overhang compared to the others. And then we're going to use some sort of spring device down there into the sill, similar to what we use on the Sebring and the Speedwells. So as it all shuts, the fit is absolutely fantastic. I'm so pleased at that. I'll tell you what, you wouldn't get a standard original steel bonnet fitting that well. And the line follows nicely down there. It's all gonna work lovely. It's really good. So I think that's a good morning's work, getting all those hinges on there. I'm going to get them all plated, so when I start getting ready to paint the front of the car, they can go away, get them all plated. That and the bracket that I've made. There it is. So I've made this bracket, which you've got to keep this angle correct between the two. So I offer it all up onto the car and then tack it in place and then take the bracket off and weld it up properly. Where it bolts to the inside edge in here, there'll be 4 bolts, and I'm going to put a strip of steel along inside there as well to support the front even more. Stop it flexing. But yeah, it's starting to look like a proper little Ashley GT now. Can't wait to get those bits painted now. If you see the other video, you'll see a little bit of work got to do on the hard top as well. But it's looking good.